The title for Isaiah 13 is A Procurement Against Babylon. I have called my warriors who celebrate my triumph to execute my wrath. This says, wail, for the day of the Lord is near. So this would be talking about the end times. Verse 9 says, look, the day of the Lord is coming. Backing up a little for context, it says, Babylon, the jewel of the kingdoms, the glory of the pride of the Chaldeans, will be like Sodom and Gomorrah when God overthrew them. It will never be inhabited or lived in from generation to generation. A nomad will not pitch his tent there, and shepherds will not let their flocks rest there. But desert creatures will lie down there, and owls will fill the houses. Ostriches will dwell there, and wild goats will leap about. That is from the Christian Standard Bible. I won't read every translation, but King James says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. The Septuagint translation says, but wild animals will rest there, and the houses will be filled with noise. There sirens will rest, and there demons will dance. The satyr figure was kind of a man goat, and a siren would most closely be like a mermaid. The Brenton Septuagint for Isaiah 13:21 reads, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. In Blue Letter Bible, the word for wild goats is satyr. It means hairy or a he-goat. Buck, as sacrificial animal. Satyr may refer to a demon-possessed goat like the swine of Gadara, referencing Matthew 8, verse 30 through 32. The word for ostriches is ya'anah. Its meanings are an unclean bird, an owl ostrich, literally translated as daughters of the owl, or perhaps an extinct bird, exact meaning unknown. The word corresponding to of owls is oah. The definition is a howling animal, a jackal or a hyena. The root word is alas, or woe. This made me wonder if the hybrid creatures have anything to do with the woes in Revelation. From the gotquestions.org website, the first woe is revealed after the fifth trumpet judgment. It involves something like locusts that have the ability to sting, and they certainly sound hybrid in its description. Something like golden crowns on their heads, faces were like human faces, hair was like a woman's hair, the teeth were like lions' teeth. They had chests like iron breastplates, and the sound of their wings was like the sound of many chariots with horses rushing into battle. They had tails with stingers like scorpions, so that their tails had the power to harm people for 5 months. They had as their king the angel of the abyss. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek he has the name Apollyon. I recently posted in the community post tab because in the book of Proverbs it says the locusts have no king over them, but the locusts in Revelation do have a king over them. If you haven't seen the post on the community tab section, it's worth checking it out. There were some very good answers. The stings are like a scorpion. According to this website, the typical understanding of it is that it is a spiritual rather than a literal locust because they come up out of the abyss. The second woe is after the sixth trumpet. The woe begins with a voice command, release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates. The third woe are the 7 bowls or vials of God's wrath. The King James translates that as the word vial. This is what a vial looks like. As bizarre as mermaids in the ancient translation of the Bible sound, I want to show you the Church of Zenor. It is a church in Cornwall, England. It is at least 1400 years old, though it was rebuilt in the 12th century. The church's website says visitors are drawn to Zenor Church from all over the world by the legend of the Zenor mermaid. It is thought to be from the 15th century, but this is the chair that is in the church. This is the Church of St. Mary the Virgin in Hereford. It is on the left bank of the River Lugg. The legend was there was a mermaid that was keeping one of the church bells. In 1848, a church bell was discovered in a nearby culvert. This is inside the Church of St. Mary the Virgin. According to TripAdvisor.com, this church has two mythological carvings, a Greek sphinx and a mermaid. I found a leaflet online from the Church of St. Mary the Virgin describing some of the portions of the church. It says, "Back in the nave, the pulpit presents us with a problem. Bare-breasted mermaids and harpies and other mythological creatures do not fit well with the Christian message proclaimed from the pulpit. Who carved them, and when and why, and who decided they were fitting to be made up into the present structure?" Well, I don't disagree. Sirens are mentioned in one of the translations of the Septuagint. This is St. Olaf's Parish Church in Pogue Hill. There are frescoes inside the church which depict a mermaid. There's always the question, which translation is the best one? I don't know that there is a correct answer. I think we should look at all of them.